Hey, welcome to this radio video, and I want to just talk about an event that's going to happen today in just a few hours' time, and also tomorrow, June 27, 28, and it's Amateur Radio Field Day. So apparently, Amateur Radio Field Day is the biggest event for amateur radio operators throughout the year, and that's interesting to know. Maybe because one, it's in the summer for northern hemisphere, so people tend to want to participate to this event, but also the fact that it's very unusual of an event. So for example, field day is really kind of being ready for emergencies. So it's a contest, yes. Also, a lot of it is for the fun of it. Basically, what amateur radio operators need to do in field day is to put themselves in an emergency type situation, meaning that if you are running a station, you can't use power from your home, for example, because you have to think that maybe you're out of power. You got to be in a situation where it's really tough or tougher than being inside your home. So a lot of people will go outside being tense. So it's just recreating a emergency type situation, hurricane, maybe earthquake, whatever, and trying to go on the air. So some people will run solar power, some people will run batteries, generators. Also, you need to put up yourself a antenna that you actually build yourself. A lot of people will just use, a big long wire in a tree or stuff like that. And so it's really, really recreating everything around an emergency. And also, it's a great event because it actually shows everybody that in emergencies, amateur radio operators are always there. So the contest is on the shortwave bands, and it is in different types of modes. This is not a only a single sideband contest. It is for all types of modes. So you can do field day for digital modes. You can do field day in single sideband. So whatever mode you enjoy, you just need to be in the emergency situation, as if something is happening and you need to get on the air. How does it work? First of all, the bands that are used for field day is any band except the work bands, or the bands that are usually always out of contest. So 12, 17, 30, and 60 meters are not in the field day. So anything else, 160, that's 1.8 to 2 megahertz, 80 meters, 3.5 to 4 megahertz, 40 meters, 7 to 7.300, 20 meters, 14 to 14.350, 15 meters, 21 to 21.450, and 10 meters, 28 to 29.7. All modes are accepted, so it could be FM, it could be AM. It will mostly be in single sideband, and of course there will be some digital modes. It can be Morse code, CW, whatever you want. The start is at 1800 hours Saturday, and will run through 2059 UTC tomorrow, Sunday, June 27, 28. And for those that wonder when field day is every year, it's the last full weekend of June. So if you just remember the last full weekend of June for field day, you'll know every year when it is. And so I am talking about this because field day is one of those events that I love listening to, because it's fun to hear these stations in a emergency preparedness mode. Now, how do you know where these stations are? Well, what you'll do is simply listen to the bands, and you'll hear something in the lines of, you'll tune in upper sideband, for example, and you'll hear tons and tons of stations, and they will ID. So for example, from time to time you'll hear them say, okay, CQ field day, or just field day or QRZ field day, or whatever, and they'll give their call sign. So for example, let's say you hear a QRZ field day and the call sign is November 5 Alpha Bravo Kilo. Then you'll know that it's N5ABK. What you do, you go to a website like QRZ.com and you enter the call sign, so N5ABK, and that little box here. Now, if you want to have a full search, you better log in. I have a free account that I've created, so N5ABK. If you don't log in, what's going to happen is that you'll have very superficial information. You'll only have the name of the operator and maybe its state or country. If you log in, you'll have full detail with address. So you enter the call, you click the search button. Now I've chosen something that doesn't exist, so let's just try VE2 Delta Delta Charlie. I don't know if it exists. Here, this is one Canadian amateur operator. So you'll hear for this example, if this would be a field day amateur station, you'll hear Victor Echo 2 Delta 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 Charlie. So Victor Echo 2 Delta Delta Charlie, CQ field day. And so this is how you know where they are, because it gives you a full address, a city and country of where they are, and it's fun to know where the stations are. Now, if you're just a shortwave listener, QRZ.com has a 25 search limit. If you're an amateur radio operator and you are in the QRZ.com database, you have unlimited. So for these times when you actually exceed the 25 limit, there's another one that you can go to, which is QRZCQ.com. QRZCQ.com, and you can search for stations here also. So Victor Echo 2 Delta Delta Charlie, enter, and so or search, and you'll have the same stations information here. So whoops, Victor Echo 2 DDC, I think is what I just did. Now okay, this one doesn't have the information. So you see here, it means that there are some amateur radio stations that are missing in this QRZ CQ database. But I would say for the most part, pretty much everybody that I checked out was in the database. So it can happen, as you see here, that it's not there. But if you use the 25 search results here, you can also go to QRZCQ.com and try for amateur radio stations here. So here's, for example, N5XTC, which is one of the viewers. So it has a little bit of information of where he's located. So these are interesting websites to go to. Some have more information. For example, the N5XTC, if I try it here, you'll see that Scott's page is much more complete here than pretty much any pages, and some have lots of pictures. You'll see contest groups, so you might see, for example, a contest group that's only for field day. But it's a great event, and I think having a listen to field day is a fun thing to do. You'll hear stations from all over the world, and basically you'll also get the skills to tune single sideband signals correctly and so on. So field day, and for those that will see the video in time, I will have a special field day hangout today. Field day starts at 1800. I'll be on the live hangout feed around 1730 to 1745 UTC, a little before, so I'll talk a bit about field day before the event starts, and then at 1800 I'm gonna turn on the radio and tune the different amateur radio frequencies and check out the field day stations. So hope you enjoy and hope that you take a listen. It's a really fun event, and don't forget that you can check the QRZCQ.com and QRZ.com websites for amateur radio call signs. So hope you'll have a fun weekend.